Hello and welcome to Bella Star Astrology. I'm your host, Stella, here to help you, Cancer, navigate October 2022 horoscopes, or rather, planetary movements. And this is going to be such a fun month for you guys. I mean that in the most non-fun way. Hopefully transformative and hopefully help you to see that love, it has so much more to offer to you in this world. But let's start with just letting you know to please like and subscribe to this channel. And without further ado, we'll jump right in and we'll start with Mercury going direct in Virgo on October 2nd. And what's fun about Mercury going direct in Virgo is it's going to hit your third house. And, I'm not recommending that you go play the lottery, but it's always a good time when there's a third house activation, especially since Saturn will be going direct at the end of the month, although Mercury will be out of that by that time. But what you want to make sure is that you are seeing whatever opportunities are coming to you throughout this month. And Mercury going direct in your third house is really activating your social activity, your interests, how you're connected to maybe your extended family. There might be an opportunity to meet up with them. There might be an opportunity to reconnect with some people that you haven't seen in a while. Especially as it was going retrograde, you had a lot of contemplation about what your role in your family was. Mercury really went from retrograding in Libra into Virgo. So a lot of thoughts around, what your role in your family is, how you can improve it, how can you improve your family in general. And really, once Mercury goes direct in Virgo, the goal is to reunite. The goal is to connect. And, other than that, maybe even connecting with your neighbors, connecting in your social groups, and creating more of a family out of those connections, creating more of a place where you feel at home there, right? And of course, we move on. And that would be Mercury going direct October 2nd, followed by Pluto going direct in Capricorn on October 8th. And this is going to be an activation again of your seventh house. I wouldn't say it's a social house, but it's socially connected. You're going to be connecting to the first point of person that you usually are, which is your significant other or even a business partner, and seeing how you are really transforming those relationships. Are those relationships transforming towards the positive, or are they transforming towards the negative? Are you looking to build, or are they looking to sort of destroy? Are you looking sort of to destroy it from within, from yourself? This is really like up in the air, just because you do have a question about, with Pluto, how is it going to transform? How is the relationship going to transform? Is this of benefit to me for it to transform, right? And as it continues on October 8th, the full moon will be in Aries on October 9th. And this full moon in Aries is going to be hitting your 10th house. So again, you're standing in the world. I'm not saying it's breakup time because, full moon in the 10th house. 10th house also affects, marriage, partnerships. Your standing in the world is also how you identify, right? But it could also be an end to a working relationship, or a working partnership. You might have thought that it was all rosy and it was working out, but you might now have to start evaluating that you want to spend more time maybe with your family, or you want to spend more time with your extended family, your social circle. And the job might be in the way of that. Especially as Pluto is transforming your seventh house, it might pertain to maybe dedicating more time to the loved one that you have been in a relationship with. So, hopefully it'll be in the positive, and you guys will be maybe ending a job and starting a new one that will help raise the income within your family, and transform how you interact with those around you, right? Hopefully that'll be the new transformation you guys get from this. But moving on, we've got Mercury right after the full moon in Aries. Mercury is going to enter Libra on October 10th. And, this being such a strong, family sign, that's why I'm emphasizing on family being the big winner in this in this month's astrology for you guys, and the central theme that it has to do with how you interact with family, what you can serve, how you can better serve your family, what you can do to connect with them on a better level. And so you'll have that in mind. But also, Mercury will help you to maybe transform your home life, maybe transform how you are within your relationships. And since Pluto is about power and control, I would be willing to say what sort of power dynamics you might have within your family that are no longer serving you, and maybe transforming them, whether that's within the relationship with you and your significant other or with you and your work, transforming those power dynamics to allow you to improve yourself in some way. Moving on. Once Mercury goes into Libra on October 10th, we don't have anything happening for at least a week, thank God, because this month is crazy enough. And Saturn finally goes direct in Aquarius on October 23rd. Now, all I want to say about this is Saturn being in Aquarius is going to be affecting your 8th house. Again, there's going to be new conversations about mutual finances. So, family dynamics, relationships, mutual finances. For some of you, you might be maybe changing jobs and might now be the bigger breadwinner. For others, it might be changing financial dynamics and making bigger decisions within your mutual understanding of what your finances are with your partner. But definitely Saturn there means that there's going to be a challenge, or there has been during retrograde. And now as it goes direct, those challenges sort of, the sky clears and you get to see, the weed from the wheat and what it means to be in this position now, what it means for you to take more responsibility. Saturn is about building that responsibility. And for those of you who have had Pluto in the 7th house and Aquarius in the 8th house, you know that this new responsibility that you're building, the new responsibility that you've been asked to take on, is going to be difficult, especially as Cancers are more reserved, shyer people, not as assertive, more of the feminine qualities that we usually think of, more of the, follow as opposed to lead. Not for every Cancer, because it just depends on your whole entire chart, but definitely when it comes to relationships, they're more of the bear as opposed to the lion, right? The cuddly bear as opposed to lion. These activations of Pluto in the 7th and Saturn in the 8th might actually take out some energy from you to be able to assert yourself more within that family dynamic, be more responsible, be more attracted to creating the life rather than going along with maybe what your partner wants, to building something. If you guys are working together to build something, maybe you start a new joint savings account where you guys can save some money. Like I said, maybe even this might apply to you as well for Cancer. Maybe build and actually sit down and make some sort of budget for yourselves. There's a lot of activation of that energy, but also it affects your goals. It affects you and your partner's resources. So something about the resources that you share are going to change. You might also, maybe there's some loan forgiveness, and now that Saturn goes direct, you might see those loans wiped off your slate, or there might be some sort of, taxes that you might have to actually pay. Like, oh, this is the moment. I got another letter. I got to make sure I pay it because I don't want to end up in another, in a worse situation. Because again, the more you delay what Saturn is calling you to do, the worse your results. So just do what you got to do, guys. All right. And that's Saturn going direct to Aquarius October 23rd. And then Venus enters Scorpio on October 23rd as well. And the Sun enters Scorpio on October 23rd as well. And the fact that they are squared, eighth house activation, 5th house activation. Pluto's been going direct in the 7th. Again, 5th house rules romance. 7th house with Pluto direct rules relationships, romantic relationships. 8th house rules all of those. Saturn direct in the 8th house rules those mutual finances between you. This escalation all culminates or all comes together with the new moon solar eclipse, totally transforming you while it's in Scorpio on October 25th, 2 days later, after all these activations. So what you want to be seeing here is, if something fundamental doesn't reignite in your financial romantic relationship, you will be facing some sort of tumult. There will be some challenges within this. So what I always recommend, again, you're going to go out, you're going to first think positive, always think positive, always set those intentions, build a budget that works for both you and your partner, create the connections between what you want and what you're sort of building between each other, what each partner wants and what each partner can bring to the table, right? And definitely don't be afraid to challenge each other. Don't be afraid to ask questions, especially as Jupiter is going to go into Pisces in retrograde again, activating that Pisces ninth house. You had this whole transformation while Jupiter was there a few months ago. Now it's coming back to reignite those themes. Like, what are your belief systems? What wisdom have you gathered? And of course, Jupiter is probably going to give you another opportunity to travel. You might get an opportunity to see another country or see the world or get an exposure to a new idea that you didn't think was possible between you and your relationship. And again, Jupiter goes retrograde into Pisces or travels into Pisces in retrograde on October 28th. Right after the new moon solar eclipse. Like, I'm not saying it's fated, but this month, every single part of your chart is being activated. So, move at your own risk, right? And then we go on, and Mercury enters Scorpio on October 29th, another activation of your fifth house, another activation of this question about mutual finances, relationships, romance. And then Mars in like receptivity, basically, like, Mars is going to be in Gemini, which is traditionally ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is going to be in Scorpio, traditionally ruled by Mars. And there's just this energy between the two that is like, okay, what are we doing on a subconscious level that is harming our relationships? And that Mars energy is going to be activating your thought process, especially since it's in Gemini, and Gemini's like running. It's always everywhere. It's very phonetic, very frantic energy. Mars is going to activate that energy of all of those hidden thoughts, all of those, how you really feel about yourself, all the karma that you're reaping from all of the things that you've done, maybe in your relationship that were not in alignment with the financial future you want, or maybe you both thought that a plan would work and you're realizing that you were secretly working against it on a belief level, and you didn't have the faith or you didn't have the time to dedicate to it, right? But they're working to communicate that to you, that on a subconscious level, this is affecting your romantic life, and you need to confront some of these issues head first. You need to face some of the issues between your love life, your finances, etc. And for all of those of you others, it might not be a negative. It might be a positive because you increased your family income thanks to maybe a new job you attracted, or a new belief system that you're teaching others, or becoming a teacher yourself, as Jupiter is in Pisces in its own sign, in the ninth house of the teacher, of the educator. Maybe you become an educator online, for example, especially with Pisces being in your ninth house. It could be online, and you increase the wealth of your family. You exponentially change how you believe in yourself, because now you're seeing results, the fruits of your labor, going out there. And it's super exciting for you guys. I think that as transformational as this month is going to be, and as it could be negative if you're not, answering the call to Saturn, like I say about Saturn movements, do what you have to do, put your ducks in a row with your eighth house so that the rest of the astrology will work itself out, right? This whole month will be insane. You've got every single house getting activated, starting with Mercury going from Virgo, Libra to Scorpio, and all the Scorpio activations, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the new moon solar eclipse, all of that opposing Uranus retrograde, opposing the North Node, Mars activating your 12th at the end, but you've got your 7th house of relationships, your 8th house of mutual finances, and your 9th house of beliefs, all being activated, whilst your 5th house of romantic partnership is being activated. Like, it's all about, for you guys, Cancer, whether it's increasing your family's financial future, improving it in some way, looking at how, your belief systems might have been the detriment to its financial success, or how you can create better actions or better internal belief systems that help you manifest for you and your family. I'm hoping the latter, that you guys are doing good, that you are improving your mental state, that you're looking at ways that you can improve your mental state to improve your physical state. And luckily, this month is going to activate every part of your chart, whether in opposition or in directly in that house. But luckily, all of these things are happening. And I would say this month for every single sign is going to be super transformational. I am super excited to see your results, Cancer, as I myself am also a Cancer. Fellow Cancer here, super excited about this month. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe. And I'm obsessed with astrology. So if this resonated with you at all, please comment below. Please let me know what parts of this are, resonating for you, what parts you're agreeing with, what parts you're seeing in your life manifest. And especially once October comes, come back, listen to the video again. What parts of this were accurate for your life? And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe. And thank you. I'm Stella for Bella Star Astrology.